Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more backwards thinking, time for thinking.
Hello, I'm Anala D, and I'm coming back to you again today with another song that I heard. And I'm telling you something. Lately, I have been just channeling these different songs and what they mean. I mean, I wake up with songs on my mind, older songs, and I just have to print them and look at them and see what they were talking about during that time. Today, I have a song by Harry Melvin and the Blue Notes, and it says, "Wake up, everybody." And I'm thinking, I wake up and I'm thinking, why am I thinking about this song? Wake up, everybody. You remember, "Wake up, everybody," that song, that one, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It was introduced to us in 1975, which is what, about 45 years ago. This song was on the top of the charts. And at the time, again, like I said the last time, I was just really enjoying the lyrics. I was enjoying the music and really never paid attention to the lyrics. Yeah, I mean, I said wake up like most people, but this song was so much deeper than that. And I want to share some of what they were talking about during that time. They said, number one, wake up everybody, no more sleeping in bed. At that time, I was thinking, oh, I need to get up and go to work. I need to get up and do this. But what they were talking about is just wake up, no more sleeping. We're walking around still asleep because we haven't awakened to the truth yet. What is that truth? Whatever that truth is for you. You have to decide that for yourself. But I can tell you this, that most of us are still asleep. And I'll tell you why in a second. But they go on to say, no more backward thinking. So I say that so many of us are asleep because we still have the backward thinking, the way we used to think a long time ago. What those things that were taught to us, perhaps as a little child, we're still holding on to that, still doing some of the things we were doing before, and it hasn't gotten us any further. So that's what they were talking about when they were saying, wake up, everybody. It says, time for thinking ahead. That means that we stop looking back at the future and start to look forward to those things that are going to have a greater impact on our life. Looking forward to knowledge. That's what they want us to wake up to. More knowledge, more understanding. 1975, they were talking about that the world has changed so very much from what it used to be. Now look at the world today. It's changed a hell of a lot from what it used to be. So they're still telling us to wake up because the world has changed. Talking about hatred, they were talking about war and poverty and all those things. Those things are still going on. But even then, they were warning us to wake up because the world was so full of hatred. So, what should we be doing? And I talked to you before in one of the messages, and that is to love one another. I believe that when we start to love, love can destroy all this poverty and a lot of other things. Love is the key. Then it goes on to tell the teachers to teach a new way, to find a different way to teach so that our children will perhaps listen to what the teachers have to say. I remember growing up as a child and the teachers were, and I'm not saying that teachers are teaching in some bad way, but I'm just saying the teachers that I had when I was growing up, they weren't that nice, and perhaps they are nicer today. But for this song, this message, to tell us, to tell the teachers to find a new way to teach so that the children perhaps will listen to what they have to say. I think that's important for us to take heed in that. See, these songs, I believe that were channeled through those singers at that time, they weren't just words to a song. And I'm realizing they meant so much more than that. And I'm finding that I'm channeling these songs and these words now because it's time for us to revisit the knowledge that was given to us in 1975. They even tell us, wake up doctors, make the old people well. Now we know what's happening right now. Medicine costs so much that some of the people, older or younger in some cases, can't even afford the medicine. It said, make the old people well. It says that they're the ones who's suffering and catching all the hell, and it says, it's the saying that they won't even be here forever and ever. Let them be happy. Don't charge them so much for the medicines. They talked about that. Told the builders to wake up. Time to build a new land. It wasn't talking about someone who just knows construction. It was talking about being creative, building something of your own, and stop thinking that everybody else is going to help us. That's what they were talking about. And they said that they know we could do it if we all lend a helping hand. That means that if we all share and help each other, that we can get through anything. We can build this new land if we do that. But what really got me in these lyrics, what really hit home for me is when they said, the only thing we have to do is put it in our minds. The only thing we have to do is put it in our minds. That hit home because so often we're just out doing things and we're not putting it in our minds. Don't get me wrong. I didn't say you weren't using your mind. I didn't say we weren't using our mind, but we're not putting it in our minds. We're not focusing on that thing you want to build. We're not focusing on that thing you want to teach. We're not focusing on that. We keep looking back. Think about during the day, because I do that often. And I think about, how often do I think about the past? Past is gone. It's not coming back. Looking ahead. Focusing on that thing that we say we want to be on. And they tell us that the world will get no better if we just let it be. So what that told me, if I just keep sitting around doing nothing, complaining, being upset with someone else, competing with everybody else, the world is not going to get any better. We need to learn and think about, what can we build? What is our contribution that we can put in to make everything better? I mean, it's a lot of lyrics in this song, and I'm not going to go through the entire song with you, but I do encourage you to just take a look at the song for itself. What I like to, during 1975, there were a lot of people on drugs, and dope pushers were pushing the drugs and all that. They said, wake up everybody. I'm talking about the dope pusher. Stop pushing that dope. Dope users, stop using the dope. See, the dope today, in my mind, is we're using or taking in or believing all the hype that's given to us. So we want to stop taking in and start getting knowledge for ourselves and stop believing everything that is put in our face unless we go out and do some research and gain understanding on our own. And I'm not saying that drugs don't exist today. I'm just saying that dope in 1975 is different than the dope we're dealing with today, and that is the lack of understanding. The preacher said, false lying, false preaching, false teaching. Wake up, y'all. So what was that telling us? No longer can we continue to believe those things that were told to us as children in the churches. Even telling the preachers to stop lying and saying what they know is no longer true, just to bring in the congregation. And I'm not calling any pastors out there lies or anything like that, so don't get it twisted. But you know within your heart that if you're not telling the truth, that you know that there's a truth and you're afraid to tell it, then you're not telling the truth to the people. And that's, I believe what they were talking about, told the politicians to stop lying. We want our world to get better. All that, I believe, must change. Why don't someone help the poor people? Help the babies? Do your businessmen start treating each other right? So they didn't leave anybody out. They went all across the board. They talked about the preachers. They talked about us as a people, what we needed to do, and that is to wake up everybody. Stop sleeping in your bed. That doesn't mean you're laying down. It just means that we got to start using our mind and put good things on our heart and focus, because love is the key. I will continue to say that. Anyway, I'm Anala D. Thank you for listening. Go listen to that song for yourself. Wake up, everybody. Thank you.
The world won't get no better if we just let it be. No, 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 no.